Hello everyone, and welcome to what is quite possibly the easiest Dark Dungeons guide ever. No abilities, no micro, and no Geraldo. We're using Sada instead. This is going to be pretty easy. First off, we have the 3 Dart Monkey placements, which are probably the hardest part in the run, but they're still pretty easy. First, we have this guy right over here as low as possible, but before you put him as low as possible, you want to make sure that the tip of the dart in his hand is in line with this line right over here. That one right there. And then just move him as low as possible. And yeah, this guy is by far the most precise out of the 3, but the placement is not tight at all. Next, we have this guy as right as possible, while making sure that the white outline around the Dart Monkey, when you click it, this little white outline, is just barely touching this line right here. Should just barely be touching it. And then we have this guy who goes as high as possible, while just making sure that the range border goes through the middle of the track entrance right here. If you've gotten these placements right, you should be able to beat round 6. For round 7, we use the first of the traps on Dark Dungeons. The traps are basically just, if you click either of these torches, I'll just click the left one for instance, this little thing comes up and it pops a few balloons. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You're going to use that to catch the right, or a red that leaks on the right side. Yeah. And then for round 8, get a Dart Monkey right over here just as left as possible, while making sure that the range border just barely touches the inside of the track outline right here. You should just barely touch it. And then get quick shots on your left Dart Monkey for round 8. If you placed your middle Dart Monkey correctly, it should get some snipes. You should have seen that on the blues. But yeah, for round 9, get yourself another Dart Monkey in the middle, right over here, just as bottom right as possible above your other one. On the left here, your Dart Monkey should be making some snipes, like this. That's why it is placed in this specific spot. It just needs to hit those snipes. And then for round 10, the easiest way to beat this by far is just to use the left trap on a big group of blues at the end of the round, like right when it leaks here. Just use it and you're good. And then get an engineer just as bottom right as possible next to your Dart Monkey. We're going to turn this guy into a sentry gun later, but now we're just going to go straight for Sada because we have sufficient defense to where we can afford her pretty easily. You can place her on round 13 here, but I'm just going to place her on round 14. So yeah, just as bottom right as possible, place Sada in this corner. And then once you've gotten Sada, set both of your right Dart Monkeys to strong. That is very important, especially for round 14. And then get quick shots on your bottom middle Dart Monkey as well. We're just going to turn this guy into a triple shot as soon as we can. So get very quick shots after 14. And then on the left side, when a green leaks, because there will be a green that makes it through usually, you want to use the left trap. The right side should be perfectly fine. It's just the left side you have to worry about. On round 16, get triple shot. And then in the middle of, or after 18, it doesn't really matter, get sentry gun on your engineer. On round 20, get just a tack shooter as top left as possible right here on this bend. This guy will become our Tack Zone later, and we do need to get him to an alk buffed overdrive for round 40, so might as well start building into the tack now. just leave it at 000 for now. We'll upgrade it later. And now, on round 21, we're going to place the tower that makes this run work at all. Just a glue gunner as top left as possible over here. This guy goes from being our main early game defense behind Sada for the right side, and then he'll also carry 63, 76, and 78, but we'll get to that later. Set this guy to strong. You shouldn't have to use any traps 21, 22, or 23, and you do need to save one for 24. The left one, that is. But yeah, for 22, upgrade your glue gunner to a 110. This guy is ridiculous, especially with the spaced balloons, so he can pretty much glue everything. For 23, get a druid just right over here as high and as middle as possible. Just like directly in line with this track, and then as high as possible here. Set the druid to strong. For 24, use the left trap, because it can pop camos. And then, for 25, just get 001 on your tack shooter. And then, corrosive glue on your glue gunner. Kinda weird, yes, but that is the solution we're going for. And then, for 26, get even more tacks on your tack shooter as well. Corrosive glue is going to be our lead popping for the right side, which is pretty funny. For 27, get hard thorns on your middle druid. And yeah, you should be good. And then, for 28, what we're going to do, get an alchemist right over here, just as top left as possible, right over here next to this track. And set this guy to strong. He will be our lead popping for the middle lane, and he'll end up alch buffing our overdrive later. Just a pretty cost-efficient choice, and as you'll see on round 100, we do need to be fairly cost-efficient. (31) may look a little bit sketchy on the middle lane, so if you want to set your alchemist to close or something to, like, completely prioritize it, that could do something. That might happen sometimes. That's happened to me in a few runs. Usually that doesn't happen, but sometimes I guess it can. And then, for 32, just get a spike factory right over here. Just right over here as high as possible like this, so that it still sees the middle of the track right here. The range border should just go right through the middle of the exit right here. And it should only fire in this little spot at the end here. And then, just as bottom right as possible for 33, get a spike factory right over here. Just shove him into that corner as good as you can. And it actually seems like you can get faster shooting on your tack shooter for 31. I would recommend that. I would recommend you get that. And then, just in case your spike factory RNG is god-awful, use the left trap as well. Because this side is kind of dependent on at least, like, 2 of the spikes going on the vertical lane, so if your spike factory RNG is the worst it physically can be, just use a trap to make sure you don't lose. And then for 35, get smart spikes on your spike factory and set it to close. And then get tack sprayer on your tack shooter. If you have placed your spike factory correctly, it should just barely be firing to where the spikes should barely overlap on both lanes. You'll see this in action on 36, so yeah. It should barely be able to hit the balloons going upward, and it should very easily hit the Moab lane. Get even faster shooting on your tack sprayer for 36, and then get 200 on your dart monkey. Very weird choice, but we're going to get this guy to spike a pult later anyway, and this is like building into that, and it's also like cheap defense, I guess. And then get larger potions on your alchemist as well. Your spike factories and Sada should take care of the camos, and everything else should take care of the rest. You should not have to do anything for 37. For 38, I would recommend using the right and left traps on the ceramics at the end of the round. I don't know, there could possibly be a little bit of RNG with these guys, so you never know. For 39, get Overdrive. And then for 40, get Berserker Brew. Only get Acidic Mixture Dip and Berserker Brew after round 39 so that the buffs fire on your Overdrive immediately. Like, they should both fire immediately, and it should take out the Moab very easily. Maybe something gets to your spike pile. That's actually the first time I've ever seen it do that. Alright, for 42, get bigger stacks on both of your spike factories. And then get Spike-a-Pult on your right top dart. And then Enhanced Eyesight as well. And then Enhanced Eyesight on your triple shot. That should just beat the round. For 43, get a wizard right over here, just as top right as possible. Get Fireball and Intense Magic. And then just use both of the traps when the balloons start to approach them. And then get Monkey Sense on your wizard. Don't get Wall of Fire quite yet. And then get another wizard over here just as top right as possible. And upgrade this guy to a 102 as well. And then get Perishing Potions on your Alchemist for 45. This is just so that he'll one-shot the leads in the middle, because if he doesn't do that, it gets kind of weird sometimes, and you could lose. But yeah, get Perishing Potions on your Alch. We're going to get this upgrade anyway, so might as well just get it now. On 46, upgrade your left wizard to Wall of Fire. The reason we're waiting until now to upgrade it is so that the Wall of Fire goes instantly on 46, just so that it can very easily take out both of the fortified ceramics. Your glue gunner is still carrying the right side, by the way. Ignore, you can see it in the pop counts here. Trust me, that's accurate. And then, yeah, get Wall of Fire on your right wizard for 47 as well, and then just use both traps. Fairly standard. For 49, get Dragon Breath on your left wizard. And then get an Ice Monkey right over here just as bottom right as possible. Make sure that you put this guy as bottom right as you physically can. We need all of the space we can get in this little square over here for later, so we're just going to try and cram him into that corner. Just make sure that you can fit a glue gunner right over here as bottom left as possible, just in this corner. We're not going to place it just yet, but just know that you can place it there. And yeah, get this Ice Monkey to an Ice Shards with Enhanced Freeze. You don't have to do this during the round. Overdrive still solos it, but might as well. And then use the right trap when the ceramics show up, because your glue gunner might miss one of them, and that can end badly. Get Embrittlement as well. And yeah, for 50, also just get a village right over here. Just a base village. It'll just increase the range of the overdrive a little bit, and should just make the Moab more consistent. Glue Gunner still carrying the right side as always. This Glue Gunner is OP, trust me. For 51, get Dragon Breath on your right wizard. Your Embrittlement should decamo every single ceramic in the middle. And now we're going to get Spiked Balls on our left spike factory. And now we're just going to get this guy to this village to a 302 primary training with monkey commerce. And now, right over here, just as top left as possible in this corner, we're going to be getting an Alchemist and upgrading it to a 300 Berserker Brew. And now our Spike Factory should be Alch buffed. And now we're going to upgrade this Spike-a-Pult to a Juggernaut. Juggernaut is actually very good on this map as it bounces all around the walls, which is pretty cool. That's why we're going to be getting 3 of them. Don't worry about it. Yeah, upgrade your middle top dart to a Juggernaut as well. But this guy's going to be 420 as opposed to this guy who's 402. It does matter that this guy is 402, specifically for 78. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. Round 60 should get taken care of, no problem. And then get another dart right up here, just as top right as possible here. And upgrade this guy to a 420 Juggernaut as well. You should be able to get Juggernaut before 62. And then, for 63, probably the craziest purchase anyone has ever made. 220 on your glue gunner. Kind of crazy, yeah, but that'll make it so that it glues most of the wave on 63 and separates it from the rest of the wave so that your defense has time to take care of it. It's mostly just your Juggernaut and Dragon Breath wrecking the round. Sada isn't doing too much. .64 should be a piece of cake. And now we're going to go for the Tack Zone, but not quite yet. We actually need to get this guy to Spiked Mines. Technically, we could go for Tack Zone right now, but that would require an ability on 75, which is... no. I'm not allowed to do that right now, so, just get Spiked Mines on this top guy. You should be able to get Spiked Mines on round 69. And then we're also going to upgrade our middle Spike Factory just a little bit. And then we're actually going to go for Tack Zone. So yeah, just get this guy to a 320 Spiked Balls, and then, yeah, I'll tell you what to do from there. Before 71, you should be able to get this guy to a 310, and then just get 320 whenever you can afford it. And then, final thing before Tack Zone, I promise this time, we're just going to get this guy a 300 Alchemist. Pretty standard stuff. This is mostly just to prevent any possible RNG on 75, so yeah. .75 should get absolutely destroyed. Your embrittlement should basically solo every single ceramic on the middle lane, which is kind of funny. And Spiked Mines should just wreck everything on the top side. I guess Juggernaut helped a little bit too. If you want to use the right trap on 76, you can, but 220 Glue Gunner is carrying right now, and you shouldn't have to do that. Okay, for 78, this time you actually do have to use the right trap. Use it on the first wave of ceramics, and then also use it on the second wave of ceramics as well. The second wave, it is completely required to use it because the ceramics are camo, and therefore our OP Glue Gunner cannot decamo them, so our Dragon Breath and Juggernaut just have to take them out. And we should just be able to afford Tack Zone after 79. Boom. And with the Tack Zone, that is most of the defense we're actually going to get for the middle lane until like 95. So yeah, now we're just going to focus on the top lane a little bit. Buff up Sada a little bit, get some standard support, and yeah, we'll be good. First, just get an Alchemist as bottom left as possible here. Don't upgrade this guy quite yet, we're just using this guy as a placeholder, just to be able to place things as closely together as possible. And then right above it, get just a village, just anywhere up here, just as low as possible. Get it to a 202, Jungle Drums with Monkey Commerce, and then upgrade your Alk to a 320 Berserker Brew with Perishing Potions. And then 220 Glue Gunner comes in clutch again and removes the need for any extra support on the right side to be able to handle the ceramics on 83 and 91. 220 Glue Gunner, OP, trust me. But yeah, get a Glue Gunner right over here, just as top right as possible. 013 Moab Glue set to strong, and then get it to a 024 Relentless once you can afford it. Get Relentless before Splatter. You should have them both for 84 anyway, so it doesn't really matter. For 85, right below your Relentless Glue, just get a 024 Moab Press and set it to strong. Very important that it's set to strong for now. We'll change it to targeting later, but it's just best on strong for now. And then, just get another one. Just another one right below it. If you place your village right, this guy should easily be in its range. Okay, finally we'll get just a little bit of support for the middle lane. Remember that Glue Gunner I was talking about placing way back on, like, I don't even remember, I think it was 49? I have no idea. Yeah, actually get that Glue Gunner now, just as bottom left as possible. 013 Moab Glue, set to strong. Get Glue Splatter as well, might as well. We can afford it. And then, right over here, just as top left as possible, get an Engineer, and upgrade this guy to a 032 Cleansing Foam with Pin. Yes, Pin is also very important. And then set it down here, just on the track, right in the middle here. Just as low as possible on the track. I'll explain why on 91. Because that's the round that we get Pin for. Pin is mostly helpful just for a brief slow. Oh yeah, also set your Juggernaut, your right Juggernaut to first, so it targets the ceramics and not the BFBs. If your Glue Gunner ever misses a ceramic, it just provides a temporary slow that allows your other towers to kill it. If you also miss a ceramic and you're scared for whatever reason, just use the right trap. Like, if you use the trap, it is impossible to lose. And then get Relentless Glue on your middle Glue Gunner for 92. And now we're just going to upgrade this guy to Spiked Mines. Tack Zone should absolutely destroy round 94. While Sada takes her side just a little slower. Get Spiked Mines for 95. And then, when the left purples start to reach your spike pile, just use a trap to clear out a few of them. You have enough Pierce to handle it. Oh yeah, I forgot, do this before the round as well. Move your right Cleansing Foam just right over here. Just as right as possible, or no, as low as possible right above your Juggernaut. Sorry. Your top side should have almost no DDT leaks. Your middle lane might have a few because your embrittlement decamos them at a weird time, and they don't get glued or hit by the Tack Zone, really. There's a reason we have the spiked mines. It's there to help. And then on 96, nah, don't do this yet. We're going to get Ultra Juggernaut on our middle Juggernaut. This guy was mostly just a buy for round 100, but he also makes 98 way safer, so it's a good pick. U-Jug is ridiculous on this middle part. It's actually really good damage. And then for 97, just get Stim on the middle. Middle Alk. The Tack Zone Alk. Yeah. For 98, set both of your top Moab presses to first. Very important that they're set to first and not strong here. I guess it just makes 98 a lot more RNG free. Also, make sure Sada's on first for 98. Any other targeting will lose on the spot. She needs to be on first. If there's ever, like, a big rush of Moabs, or no, fortified Moabs, not normal Moabs, just when everything starts to pop at the end, use the trap. This should, like, barely beat the round. This is almost perfectly consistent. I've never lost with this setup like this, so yeah, that's good. And then, for 99, just get an Alchemist as top right as possible here. Just shove it in that corner. Make sure you can pack it very tightly. And then, right over here just as bottom left. Oh, I misplaced it slightly. Oh, well. You want to place this guy as bottom left as possible. Just get another tack shooter. Get Stronger Stimulant on this Alchemist. And then get this guy to a 204 overdrive as well. Ideally, he's as left as possible. I messed up slightly. Oh no. How terrible. With the Ultra Juggernaut, nothing should make it past middle lane. Maybe one DDT hits your spike pile. That's normal. Whoop, okay, I'm back. Yeah. So for round 100, just get an Engineer as top left as possible over here. Just place him in this corner. Get him to a 0-3-1 Cleansing Foam and set him right over here. This is just in case your embrittlement misses the DDTs and doesn't decamo them immediately, so your glue doesn't hit them, and your Ultra Juggernaut can't hit them. So, yeah. I would also highly recommend using a Sword Charge for this round. Just Sword Charging the DDTs, that'll make it way safer. If you don't want to use any abilities at all, there's like a 2% chance of dying here, though. I would highly recommend it. Personally, I'm not going to use it, though, because I believe in my defense. Ultra Juggernaut should just clean up the rest, though. And Spiked Mines does a bit, too. And boom! With that, you should now have your Dark Dungeons Black Border with the most goated strategy of all time. No abilities, no micro, and a few traps, I guess. I hope this guide helped you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye. Oh yeah, remember, 220 Glue Gunner OP.